All right, and now we have Cara Cummings with us. Welcome.
Thank you.
Just for the ones of you that may have not heard of Cara, Cara is a Wirfab leader. She is a famous author of the book Hooked, Wine and Dine.
Mm-hmm.
You might actually have seen Cara on the Talking Fishing show. She used to have her cooking segment because Cara is a chef as well. She's also a mother of 2 beautiful kids and an amazing wife.
Thanks, Vima. Lovely intro.
We actually ran into the Wirfab leaders the other day, just at Port Arlington Pier, and maybe you can tell us.
Yeah, sure. So every year our Wirfab leaders come together. So we're women in recreational fishing and boating, and the leaders come together and we workshop, do some strategic planning for what's coming up in that year and events and what we're going to tackle. And we finished our workshop and we all decided to go down to the pier for a quick flick, try our luck, which is when we bumped into you.
That's it. Well, it was actually an amazing surprise and I was super happy to see them. I felt privileged.
Oh, thank you. We love seeing you too.
All right. Can you tell us a bit more? What
sure.
inspired you to become a Wirfab leader and how did...
My journey? Yeah. So I was actually relatively new to fishing. So Dean, my husband, super keen fisherman. So when I met him, he'd be out most weekends and he dragged me along. I did enjoy it, but not sort of as much as I do now. It was more when we had our kids and we would take them out and it really became a fun activity and a lot of bonding with the family, just that quality time together. So as the kids sort of grew older, we started to sort of take them out more and more. And we were at Ilden and it happened to be the trout opening festival that Fisheries had put on. And we attended and walking around the stands, there was a Wirf tent.
Nice.
And I thought, what's this? Women in rec fishing. I'll suss that out. Got chatting to the girls, got to have a turn at fly fishing, like a casting. I thought, this is fun. So I joined the Facebook group. And the next year we had the new intake of leaders and I saw the application and thought, I've got nothing to lose. I'll give this a go. Signed up and I was lucky enough to get in the second take and the rest is history. So that was about 5-6 years ago.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, can you share with us some of the goals and objectives of Verve?
Sure. So, typically it's really about inspiring, encouraging and empowering women to get involved. And particularly a change that we saw that we implemented last year was that we have lots of women involved in boating with their own boat licences and they were looking to upskill being out on the water and safety as well as fishing. So last year we became women in rec fishing and boating. So up until then we were just Wirf and we're now Wirfab. So that's one big tick, which is great because that's really helped garner some more followers, I should say, and build the network. And we really also want to see a push of a better influence of women in the industry. So whether that's behind the scenes or working in tackle stores, in the media, or joining boards and just getting involved to sort of see that even playing field a little bit more. And we're getting there.
That's awesome.
It is.
And what are some of the biggest challenges you came across by encouraging women to start recreational fishing?
Good question. I would say probably it's confidence. So there's a lot of women who are really keen and eager to take up fishing. They've seen their partners go out, their parents or particularly dads maybe, and it's something they might like to get involved or they remember as a child. You know, we used to go out and we used to go fishing and then you grow up and life gets in the way and you become busy. So I really think it is a confidence, the lacking of confidence. And so us trying to find those women to, reignite those memories and get them to take it up again has been a challenge. And then you've got complete newbies who have got no idea where to start and don't know how to start. So it's trying to find them. And a lack of confidence in or being embarrassed perhaps to ask for help. So not feeling confident enough to walk into a tackle store and sort of say, hey, I don't know what I'm doing. And a bit of fear that they might sort of get looked down and sort of, well, what do you mean you don't know what you're doing? it's that knowing where to start.
Yeah.
So we're starting to, work on that, and particularly that's where joining our group is fantastic. It is a women-only group, and it's a space where you've got supportive women. So you can ask any question. It doesn't matter how silly it is. You're going to get great answers, no matter what your skill level is. And then I think safety is another thing that holds women back. Particularly, night fishing is a little bit weary. A lot of women aren't too keen to sort of go out onto a pier, especially solo. So, we do have our groups so that it's, safety in numbers.
Mm. And how does Verve support women?
Yeah, so...
That are just new to fishing?
Yep, so this is where joining our group is sort of the first step. And we have what we call local groups. So all of our leaders, we're all based around Victoria, and we've got local areas where you can come together, and there's a couple of leaders, and we'll actually go out and do fishing clinics or even just social catch-ups. So that's a great way to get into it. And we've also got upcoming workshops. We do events at tackle stores.
Can you tell us some of the workshops?
Yeah, so...
Upcoming workshops?
What have we got coming up? I believe in July we do have trailer reversing clinics. So that's a great one.
That's a good one.
Very good one. I've seen some very interesting boat ram
techniques.
incidents and some techniques there. So
you should have seen me first time reversing a trailer.
it's taken me a while, but, there's a few tricks that you pick up along the way.
Yeah.
So that's a really good one. And what else do we have coming up? September, we've got trout opening. And
that's cool.
Yeah, so we've got that at Ballarat and Eildon. So we have all different sort of stands where you can learn. We'll do like filleting demos, cooking demos, that kind of thing. And then October would be our next one, which is Hooked on Bellarine, so down at Port Arlington. And again, we have a great display, and the Wirfab girls will be there and putting on a good show for everybody.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Can't wait. I might actually come to some of those.
Definitely, I expect you to.
Where can people find the dates and...
Yep, so we do have, as much as we've got our closed group, we do have a generic Facebook page and Instagram page, so things get put up in those. And we do have a new website as well, which is still, it is live, but we're still adding bits and pieces. So there is a calendar on there.
It's verve.com.au or...
Wirfab.com.
Wirfab.au.
No, that's fine.
Wirfab.com.au.
We still are getting our heads around the Wirfab, so that's okay. But particularly just the women-only events will be in that closed group for like the local catch-ups and things.
Awesome. Can you tell me what's been the most rewarding experience since you started with Verve?
Oh, there's been a lot.
I can imagine.
It's very rewarding. Definitely the friendships made. I think that's just been, life-changing. And quite literally, like, we have just recently moved to the Bellarine. Before that, we were in the Macedon Ranges, and we've come this way because I've fallen in love with saltwater fishing, which is something very different to our freshwater fishing. And we've got friends out this way. So, I don't think if I wasn't involved, I possibly wouldn't have thought, making that shift with the family, but that's been great. So friendships are a huge part of it, and I think it's amazing that all these women come from different walks of life, but we share that common interest in fishing. Yeah. So, you may not have met them in your day-to-day life, and we've got friendships that will last forever now, which is lovely.
That's really
obviously meeting you is a lovely highlight as well. We've now had several dinners and cooked together and fish. Exactly.
And laughed.
Lots of laughing. Also, I think seeing fellow leaders just flourish in the industry.
Yeah.
Like, we've got some women making amazing waves, behind the scenes, in the scenes. Michelle Brittain, quite literally, this year has just become a host on AFN, the fishing show, and she has her own
it's amazing
segment. Yeah, so that's really great to see that presence is coming, and it's based on merit. So I think, that's amazing. And then just being able to inspire people, like, because I do a lot of catch and cook. With my Instagram page, I've got this gorgeous young girl who follows, and she'll make my recipes and send them to me, and she's so proud of what she does, and she comes to our events, and it's just heartwarming to know that, what we're doing is actually helping others, and, it's that next generation of kids that are coming up who are taking up the sport and want to get involved. So
That's
no,
brilliant.
it's so rewarding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Are there any memorable moments or success stories of with Verve members Wirfab members that you would like to share with us?
Oh my goodness. Yes, and trying to think of just one. All of our leaders do amazing things. I'd love to be able to sit here and chat about all of them and tell you what everyone's doing. A really recent one, though, that I took away from our recent workshop was meeting one of our VFA board members, Womboy, and her story is incredible. So we actually met her a couple of years ago. We had an event in Geelong and it was put on by Verve. So it was everything to do with fishing and supporting women. And Womboy came along with her gorgeous little boy and she was watching my cooking demo, and then she went and saw the girls doing filleting and the tackle talk, and we had a fashion parade wearing our beautiful Northern Tide shirts.
Oh, yes.
And, lots of workshops and that sort of thing as well. And
I think I was at that one.
you were there too.
Yeah,
yes, you
there.
were. Yes.
We were living in
You
Verve.
were just around the corner.
Yes.
That's right. I think you actually might have filmed it and popped that on the show too.
I think so.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
And, and then we've seen her again at other events, like at the trout opening and that sort of thing.
Oh, beautiful.
And so here we are at our workshop and in walks Womboy, and I'm like, I recognise you. I've seen you before. And she's standing up there telling us that she's one of the new board members on Victorian Fisheries Authority. And we were just blown away.
Oh, cool.
Very cool. And she told us her story, and, she's a Kenyan woman and came over here to study, fell in love, and went back home, no, that's, got to come back to my man. So she now resides here in Australia, and she liked fishing, but didn't have any fellow female friends that were interested. Saw the advertisement for Geelong and thought, I'm going to go to that. Came along, loved what we were all doing, and thought just that passion was driven. And she said, I want to support this and I want to make sure this keeps going. And now she's on the board purely to, support and ensure that our future is strong.
How amazing.
So that's pretty cool. That's you've done something right when...
How can other organizations or individuals actually support?
Okay, so it's a good question. It's very much about getting our name out there and understanding what we actually offer as well. So the leaders, we're more than happy to come along. If you're an angling or fishing club, if you're a tackle store, we're very prepared to come along and run talk nights or workshops or clinics to upskill and encourage more female participation. So that's definitely something that, others can sort of get on board to help with.
Is there an advice you would like to give to young girls or women, or doesn't matter what age they are, but
to get involved.
Yes.
Oh, I think if it's fishing is something that interests you, just give it a go. Join our group. I think we touched on that a bit earlier. Like, just come along, and there's so many benefits from fishing, whether that's for your mental health or to socialise, to make new friends, just to escape from reality for a little bit. It's a really good way to reset everything. I think don't be afraid. Like, it's you don't know what you're going to get by taking it up.
Okay, and now just to finish, can you please tell us how women can sign up to become a Verve leader, and do they need any special skills?
Yeah, sure. So we actually have our intake open at the moment.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, it is, for our 2024 leaders. And I'm pretty sure they close on the 30th of June. So if you are watching, get in quick. And please don't think that you need to be experienced at all in being a fisho or a boater. You don't need any particular skill set. It's just a simple love of fishing, and the rest we can upskill you and train you in. So it's really just wanting to be an advocate for women in fishing, wanting to meet some new friends, perhaps wanting to get into the industry or network. So please, put your application in. We are looking for women who particularly are more regional, because the more women that we can get spaced around Victoria, the more local groups that we can run, the more clinics we can offer, and help more of our members.
Well, seriously, thank you so much for coming today.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Guys, please go to the Verve website, check it out, and sign up.
Yeah. And
Feel-
if you're a male, you're not excluded.
No.
No. So we do have our Instagram page and our Facebook page.
That's it.
So you can follow us and get involved and encourage the females in your life to take it up too.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Mima.